So, I wanted to talk to you guys. Oh, that was cool. Woo! I want to talk to you guys about the long term of the end of the world, the apocalypse, zombie apocalypse, whatever it is. The long run. And, oh yeah, it's on me. I have it, that's fine. The long run of weapons. So, what's gonna last longer? Well, if I can figure it out, I would say a knife would last longer. Any knife. Basically. That's why I have so many knives, because in the end of the world, yes, we got tons of bullets and everything, but what happens when they run out? Yes, you can refill the gunpowder and stuff, but how many Americans really, today Americans, I should say, know how to reload ammo to the point where it doesn't explode on them? That's what I think of the long-term run. Like, I do know how to reload ammo. My great grandfather, my great grandfather, he was a prepper at my grandma's house, and he has a whole workstation in the basement still, and it's got step-by-step on how to reload ammo, picture by picture, which I'm very good with pictures. Like, what do we do until the supplies runs out to make more bullets? Like, who's gonna be the one to find the resources, to make the resources of making more bullets? Like, what happens when we run out of gunpowder? And this might cause a lot of controversy, but I really want to know, how long do we have until we can't have guns anymore because we're out of black powder or certain bullets we can't have? Hang on. Sorry about that. There's a new era hat. I'm looking at a baseball hat. But, back to the gunpowder and stuff that makes. That stuff is eventually going to run out. Resources, MREs, the basic things are going to go out first. Power, internet, some cell service. Satellites probably be next. GPS be not working. But I'm talking about, like, the basics, like food, water, and gunpowder, and weapons. How long do we have until, I believe the 4 things run out? 5 things if you want to count reloading and ammo. That's where I believe knives, swords, axes, anything that has an edge on it, I think would be very useful once that stuff runs dry. Because my knowledge of working at my job, Parks Department, I met some high schoolers that are supposed to have a high IQ, especially at the school they're going to. I won't say it. The school they go to, they're supposed to have very high skill. high IQ. We call them farm kids because they grew up on a farm, they grew up with guns. You would call me a city boy. But that school, that's, I believe, that way. If I'm thinking right, I think it's way out there in the boonies. They're supposed to have high IQ because they grew up on the farm, they grew up in the country, the outskirts of, you know, the city and stuff like that. And they are known to be the smartest people. But I have met some of them a couple days ago that were not what they said they were. They couldn't even push a wheelbarrow without saying, "How do I work this?" They couldn't use a I was gonna say porch deck. Pitchfork. They didn't even know how to work a pitchfork. Okay, there's some other stuff I could say, but I won't. That's where I think stockpiling on knives, swords, and stuff like that should be on a priority list. So that's why I have 2 different K-bars. One for fighting. I can tell this one's meant for fighting. It's been meant for fighting since World War II. Yeah, World War II. And one for everyday use, breaching and everything. I might get the BK2 sometime down the line, or something like that. But I want something heavy duty like K-bar, the Becker series. I like for them because they're heavy duty. This one does have a chip, but it's easy to get out. It's easy to sharpen. You dig. You can pry. I actually had to use it as a pry tool. Some kid got stuck in the bathroom and no one had a key for it, and the kid was panicking, so this thing came very helpful of prying a lock open. A deadbolt, I should say. Prying this deadbolt in, and you can see if I hold it right, which I can't hold it right because I have shaky hands, it did not bend. I mean, this, I would probably use this knife, my Gerber Strong Arm, for skinning and butchering a deer or something like that to get some protein, high protein. But that's a skill I'm working on, how to butcher a deer, how to clean it, how to skin it, how to, you know, everything. Another thing I'm working on is solar power and turn rainwater into drinkable water. There's like so many things today that I think some Americans know, but some don't. Especially today's kids. I don't want to call them stupid, but they're a little out there. When I was going to school, everybody's gonna laugh at this. When I was going to school, my number one priority in case of a school shooter was finding all the exits, or any natural disaster. That could be tornado, that could be earthquake, that could be mass shooting. It could be the end of the world. My thing I did myself personally was to know every door and where it went and stuff. And my other thing was to know which door to go out, where there's no one trampling over everybody, so I can get out there quicker, and stuff like that. I trained myself to know window, door, you know, what's a good place to hide, is the bathroom a good place to hide, what's a good place, you know. My other thing is watches. I'm trying to learn how to read these watches. This is a solar power watch. I would love to learn how to read it. Right now, I don't know how to read it, but it's solar powered. That's one of my items I will take in the end of the world or whatever it would be. And then again, there's another thing like flashlights. How long until we run out of batteries? Like, that's why when I see people with rechargeable flashlights, how long until you can get to a solar power machine? If the solar power thing works, generator, all that stuff, you know, how long? Because gas is only good for 3 months, I believe, or 2 months. It's either 3 or 2 months. Gas does not last long. But there is a, I believe it's called a pill. You put in the gas to make it last a few months longer. But it's pointless. And I don't know nothing about that. I don't know if it's got side effects or whatever. But the gas, like my lantern, yes, I would use this lantern a lot in the power bus. But how long until batteries run out? Gunpowder. How long do we got till everybody starts doing hand-to-hand combat? Because if somebody is not using a rifle or a crossbow, a crossbow, what will we do until you can't make any more bows, you know? Or the spear tips, you know? What? Yes, the movie, not the movie, the TV show The Walking Dead, Daryl always had a spear, but he always retract the bows from the zombies' heads. But those would get dull over time, and then over time they will become rubber bullets, basically. They become so dull that they won't kill. Now, if we were talking about reserving, you know, saving the ammo and stuff like that, I could see ammo lasting longer. But, you know, when it runs out, this is going to come an issue because you're not going to know anything. You're just going to hear nothing, and you're just going to get stabbed, you know, basically. And your whole camp is gone without you knowing it, and probably gone overnight. That's basically what I'm saying. And it's like, yeah, well, we got night vision and stuff like that. Well, wait, like I said, how long do batteries last? How long until we have no more batteries? How long until solar power becomes used so much that you can't use it anymore because it stops charging? I have a I have an example of a solar power thing that does not work anymore because I use it so much. The only thing that works on a solar power panel, if I can figure out, it's been a while, is the light. And that's all it charges now, is the light. This might be a thing I take into the end of the world. But again, I don't know what this solar panel is rated for. But, you know, this light could be useful. It has different modes. So, yeah. So, basically, what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say, what we do until everything's out, resources, everything, we have to go back to cavemen, the Stone Age, where we get sent back to the Stone Age. That's when things like this are helpful, because even machetes, certain machetes are really good to cut crops with, C-R-O-P-S, crops. I think I spelled that right. Harvesting, stuff like that. And then you got, like cannibals, like, yeah, what we're gonna do about those, you've seen The Last of Us. They act nice, they bring you in the camp, and next thing you know, you're dinner. I felt bad for Ellie in that scene, but she got her revenge, and that guy deserved it. I'm not talking about the TV series of The Last of Us, talking about the video game where the guy tried to do something to her. I won't say on YouTube because it will get me taken down. Many people tried to do something to her. Because they haven't seen a woman in so long. Beautiful woman in so long, so they're like, yeah. That's why every time I find something I like, I usually buy more of it. Like these condor hats. I really love this condor hat, but they stopped making this version, so I found a new version, which is Velcro, which probably won't be great for zombies because, noise attracts them. But I do have a preset to my liking of how I have it. So I won't be messing with Velcro at all. This one, I do have a preset. Excuse me, that was pollen coming off this hat. I think, oof, that's my work hat. I always sneeze when I have it on. And then we got another thing, patches. We're gonna have to get rid of those soon, because that's how you're gonna be recognized by your patch and stuff like that. And I wouldn't even dare walk around, I don't know where it's at right now, walk around with military clothes, because you could run into a convoy of rogue military people, and they find out that you're wearing a military uniform from a dead soldier, and that could end very badly. And plus, it makes you kind of a target because they think you got a lot of resources. I mean, the only good benefit of camouflage is you can kind of stay hidden if you know how to use it right. I have a military jacket, but I use it for when it's kind of cold breeze in the morning. It's not something I would wear when everything hits the fan. I'm just trying to get you guys, trying to get you guys thinking about what do we do when normal things become absent. So, yeah, I would definitely carry one of these, for the brightness, and one of them for a weapon. I mean, I definitely would use this one as a weapon, just because of how heavy it is. But I know the light is not as bright, but I could use it also as a low light because it's not as bright as this bulb is. That's why I stockpile batteries. Sorry, my voice went out. It's really early in the morning. You can stockpile as much as you can, but what do you do when that stuff runs out? Basically, what I'm trying to say. I have one of my ammo boxes. I have one of my favorite freeze-dried cereals that has nutrition, calories, and all that. Energy. It's got blueberries. It's got milk in it. And it's freeze-dried. All I gotta do is add either water or milk. But you know, get milk. And when milk gets warm, you shouldn't drink it unless it's straight from a cow, you know. But you never know what a disease a cow's carrying, you know. Has it been infected with the virus or whatever's going on? So that's like drinking from the stream or a river or even the ocean. You don't know what kind of viruses is that. At the some coasts of, well, the coast of California, they recommend, this was years ago, I don't know if it's still recommend, they recommend everybody drink bottled water, because when we dropped the sun in Japan, the radio waves has reached the coast of California, and they said they basically said it was affecting the drinking water, and for everyone to drink bottled water. I don't know what happened to. Sorry, I keep coughing. Had something in my throat. I don't know what happened to that post, but a lot of people forgot about that. Especially like Area 51. There's certain parts of Area 51 that's so radioactive. Even some parts of that desert are radioactive or have harsh chemicals. If you really look into the desert of where Area 51 and everything else that's surrounding it, there's things there that are either chemical, radioactive, or something like that. Here in Indiana, our if I can speak, where I live, I can't trust the river water at the Riverwalk, because back in, I believe, the 50s or 60s, where the Riverwalk is now, there used to be a factory. Well, they had a toxic waste, because they used to make boots and stuff that for people without working and military and stuff like that. It had toxic waste leak into the river, and that's still a thing of now. Now it has toxic E. coli and stuff like that. So anytime you get fish out of there, out of the river, you have to basically, you have to do a very heavy cleaning process. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Basically, I know as soon as the sewage plant and the water plant go down here in Indiana, I wouldn't trust tap water. That's why I stockpile water bottles too, plastic water bottles. Fun fact, if you have food stamps like me, you can use that at Costco and Sam's Club. Sam's Club, certain things you need a membership for. I think you certain member. I don't know. Sam's Club and any stores that are like Sam's Clubs and Costco, you can use your food stamps for that stuff. Probably not. Probably doesn't look. Probably doesn't look right. You know, probably feel guilty because you got these people that are paying $200 to $300 on their food while you get paid from the government to get this food. I try not to think of that because I go to Costco and Sam's Club just to get the basics. I try not to spend $200-300 because I got a limit. My limit of spending at Costco or Sam's Club is $150. I only get the basics of what I need. I don't throw everything in there. Sometimes it'd be, oh, we're just going to grab some meat. Okay. Or we need more water, so we'll get some water in the big pack. Or if I want my favorite root beer, can't think of it right now. Don't have a bottle here right now. With Costco, something snack on at work. I need at Costco, but I'm not buying huge quantities of stuff. That's another thing. If you are on food stamps and you're gonna use it for preparing for the end of the world and stuff like that, try not to buy huge quantities, because if you think about it, the huge quantities, the bigger the quantity, the more stares you're gonna get, especially if it's food that looks like you're ready for the end of the world. So if you're, for example, buying 20 cases for some reason of water and different kinds of canned foods, people are gonna start panicking, like wondering why you're doing that, and they start asking questions. That's why you buy small quantities, as you go. That's what I do. I do know when the world does end, and we have no source of nutrition or meat to get to, and people are still raiding the grocery stores, go to the dog aisle and get wet dog food. Might not sound good, but it has nutritions in it that are good, and it's gonna last longer than what people are grabbing at the grocery aisle. So wet dog food and wet cat food, yeah, get that stuff. That stuff probably will last longer than groceries will last. I would go with wet dog food. It has more flavor. I will admit I have tried it. One of my dogs wasn't sure about the wet dog food, so I showed her that it wasn't toxic by eating part of it, for showing her that it was okay to eat. I do that for all my dogs, especially him. Bailey is picky on his food, and if it's something that he's not used to, I show him by eating a little bit of it, eating a piece of it, I should say. Show him that it's good. Dog food actually has flavor. Cat food has no flavor. I don't know about the canned food cat flavor. I know the canned food cat stuff smells terrible. That's why I would do dog food. Because it does have some meats in it and stuff like that. But yeah. That's just the basics of what I wanted to talk about. It's like knives, gunpowder, basics of prepping and stuff like that. But always find, if you are in the market of prepping and are looking for a knife that's good for survival situations, I would choose two knives. One for fighting, one for your food. So, like this one, the K-Bar, U.S. Marine. Well, I don't know how well that's gonna show. It's meant for fighting. You see that's got. I'll put this knife down. It's got a drop edge. It's got a drop point. I believe that's what it's called. But this is meant for fighting. And it's also meant for utility work, but mostly fighting. This one will definitely help you with cooking your food, planting, breaching and stuff like that. K-Bar does make other ones. I chose the BK10 simply because it's kind of short and compact. Don't know what that was. Short and compact. And these are issued to pilots. Military pilots. So they can get themselves out of their seatbelt and stuff. And, yeah. And do some survival stuff. But, yeah, that's what they use this for. I can tell you right now, this is very good at digging and not losing edge. This, if you would dig with, you would lose a cutting edge on it. It will get dull. This, no. You can dig and dig and dig and then go cut stuff with this. Even though this has a drop point edge too. If you want something more pointier like that, then that. Sorry, I'm trying to get uncomfortable sitting on the floor. I have a new chair. Well, I should say it's a stool, but it sits too high for my desk. But yeah. And when you if you get a K-Bar or any knife, go online. I would say eBay, or if you can make them homemade, that's even better. Find a Kydex sheath because they usually are better than the stock. The stock sheath they usually come with, because easy to deploy and stuff like that. And over time they will become less quiet and everything, but they will never come loose. Pretty sure. Yeah, you do it slowly, you can get in there quietly. But if you got this K-Bar, you're gonna have a leather sheath. Yeah. I would keep that leather sheath. I'll do another part of this video sometime, because I do have more I want to talk to, but it's getting too long.